Shalom, Yashabala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing his truth across the four winds in these blessed last days, seconds, and times. On this clip, man, I'm going to just show, man, why we got to get out of Babylon, man. And I'm going to show the contention and the contrast between Western philosophy and biblical law, all right? Western law and biblical law, okay? Which is, you could basically say, Eastern law, all right? Because our book is a Middle Eastern book, all right? Our book is written for us and by us, by Hebrew Israelites, all right? So I'm going to give this example and show why we need the kingdom, because you're about to look at this court proceeding, and it's just unjust. It's unlawful. It's unrighteous. So without further ado, I'm gonna press play.
You know. Well, do you believe that you ought to do something about it? Well, if I can't change the next person's emotions and feelings, but I can try to step into it and make some means between it. But they got to change themselves. Well, but you don't feel you have any obligation, or there's nothing you can do to make the situation less explosive. You think you're just. They both can have me if they wanted to like that, but it's not that type of way. They both can what? They both can have me, but they don't want it that type of way, you know. So what you're saying is, you think polygamy is the answer?
See, here we go. We're in the West. Polygamy is scriptural. He shouldn't be at court under a white man's system talking about what's going on in his house, and the white man refereeing between him and his women. All right? And when we get in our kingdom, we're not going to have that. This is a fucking abomination. All right? The Most High, when you read Genesis, the 3rd chapter, say we have rulership over our women. All right, now, like right now, the times we're living in, the scriptures say those that have wives, be as though you have none. So I'm not here trying to push brothers to do this in this kingdom. I'm showing the contrast between Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy, biblical law and this westernized court system, this Romano-Greco court system, man. One is satanic and one is lawful. This man here shouldn't be here. This is a shameful thing that he has the white man and that's a black woman sitting on a podium, but she's a representation of the so-called white man's law, government system, okay? And you about to see just how unjust it is. Another man does not impede on the affairs of another man's household, man. It's not no other man's business what goes on between him and his women. When we are in our family structure and we have multiple wives, all right, we have all power over them. All right? And we're going to get the scriptures where we have all power over them. Nothing's up for debate. We do nothing by diplomacy. Long as we're within the realm of the scriptures and we're not at enmity with the scriptures, our women do what we say. If they have an issue with one another, we're the man is the judge and jury. All right? He's supposed to be sitting on that throne looking down, and his wives are supposed to be right there, and he's supposed to be judging between them. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? And she say, what? Polygamy is the answer? You fucking right. He want both of them. In the kingdom, we can have our cake and eat it too. That's a perk for being a prince of the power, man.
Having more than one wife. Well, I don't want her as my wife. We only are friends, but the thing.
You see, but you can't say on one hand you love her. You see, that's what Babylon do to you. And when you look at this clip, he said he loved her. He loved both of them. All right. But the other one is his lawful wife according to society. But he loves the one that he's standing by right on the side of him. Okay. So when he say, I don't want her as his wife, he's saying that to not offend his lawful wife according to this society. Nothing's wrong with loving two women. Okay? David loved Abigail and he loved Bathsheba. He wasn't going off. Okay?
we do for each other. We make each other happy as good friends, and I'm gonna always make her happy because that's my wife. You know, I'm always love her. Not saying like that, but I see her as my wife, and I love her. I just love her, but I just love the things that she do for me. But don't you believe that as seeing her as your wife, she has your child? Don't you believe your obligation is first to her comfort and her security before it is that of an ex? Okay, listen, I love her, but I love that she's here for me because she makes me happy. When I'm there for her, it's just about anything that she wants. It's not about. It's not a two-way street. You're saying it's a one-way street. It's just one way. So to get any care, you have to go over there. Yes. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got one. Hey, I deal with multiple women. You got one woman that make you happy in one way, and another woman that'll make you happy in another way. All right. I got a broad that I really don't like that much, and she's head over heels for me. But I like to go to her house when I'm hungry. She's gonna feed me. If I tell her to rub my feet, she's gonna rub my feet. There's no such thing as no. But the woman that I deal with, for the most part, my baby mother, I have to go through the ringer with her ass sometime. I'm not about to be over righteous. I don't have all power over her, but I do love her. I'm not about to fake the funk. I do love her. Now, I'm not about to transgress the scriptures for her in no form or fashion, but I don't have that power over her that the scriptures say I should have over her. But I'm pleased to dwell with her because for the most part, she respects my mind. If I tell her to do something, she do it. But she's not just all laying like the other broad I deal with, the other female I deal with. She's just, whatever I say is no coming back with it, is just done. But she has a low self-esteem. In this society, a woman with a so-called low self-esteem is really a good wife, okay? She's really closer to a biblical wife than a woman that so-called has a good esteem. A woman that so-called has a good esteem has the esteem of the so-called white man. A woman that has a so-called low self-esteem, she's there to only please you. She don't want to see you angry. She's there to make you happy because she has esteem issues, man. Okay? So you do have times when one woman you like this about her and another woman you like that about her. What the fuck is wrong with that? Okay? Nothing's wrong with that.
Was your relationship a one-way street? Okay, the source of the problem really is that she burned down her house just to...
We're not gonna get into that. But see, that judge has no right to ask that man what's going on in his motherfucking house. That's the point I want to break out. All right? According to our laws, statutes, and commandments, a man does not meddle in another man's affairs. How a man deal with his woman is not another man's business. All right? We don't go to law because our wives are unhappy and they don't like each other. We're the judge and the jury. The man is the judge and the jury. Okay? I'm gonna skip down towards the end, and towards the end is just ridiculous. Now check this shit out.
Hey, Ms. Osborne, I'm trying to talk to you. Far be it from me to paint the rest of us with what the least of us are. These are our children. This is our life. What you do is, I'm hot, I'm mad, I want him, I'm going to do it. I don't care how it hurts her or how it hurts him. It's unseemly. It's distressing. It's upsetting. You're just attacking somebody to walk in, to take somebody's job from them because you just don't like them. And then when your house burned down, you go into her house and then you have the nerve to cause her chaos in her own home where she's got children. That's trifling low and tacky and wrong. Go ahead and sit down. Thank you. Sit. Mr. Johnson, you're a man in every way except the ones that count. You're going to have to support that child, and you don't have enough money to do that. And until you do, she's on the hook totally for that kid. You got to come in here with clean hands, and you did not come in here with clean hands. I don't give money to tacky people. There will be no recovery in your favor. It is so horrible.
All right, now that towards the end was the judge making a judgment, not according to law. She didn't even follow the laws, these laws. She just made a judgment according to her own emotions, because the woman threw all his clothes out, broke his Xbox, and broke his belongings. So he was suing her for destroying his materials, his materials. So according to the laws of this land, that you have to pay when you have to reimburse and restore a person's belongings if you break it or if you destroy it. All right. But according to these laws, a judge could just make the decision over a issue like that and get emotions involved, and the issue at hand doesn't get resolved. She say you don't have clean hands, and when she say you don't have clean hands, you dealing with two women, and the way you dealing with your wife ain't right. That's not the issue he's there for. All right, now she didn't got her emotions involved, and he didn't get righteous judgment. What about his belongings? All right, so she could just break his shit, throw his shit away. See, judgment wasn't righteous judgment didn't go forth in that scenario. And that's not what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. That's what's not going to happen when you had a law, statutes, and commandments of Moses presiding over you, that the Most High gave Moses, all right, to preside over us, all right? And we say the law of Moses, all right, is not Moses' law, all right? The Most High gave that law to Moses to give to the nation of Israel. He's a mediator, because Christians like to always say, that's man's law. All right. This is Exodus 31:18. And he gave unto Moses, he is talking about Yahweh, the heavenly Father, the omnipotent power. He gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets of testimony, tablets of stone written with the finger of Yahweh. All right. So Yahweh gave us this blessed law, this beautiful law. All right. This perfect law. All right. So this is what would have happened according to our law if we was in that scenario, in contrast to this guy. The chick told him, I didn't play that. She told him she gonna put him on child support in court, and told him he'll never see his child again. She said that in front of the judge, and the judge didn't tell her nothing. The judge got on the other girl. All right. That's unjust. And she got the power to do it. Put him on child support, and then don't let him see the child. That happens every day here in Babylon. And the shit she broke, and the minute she broke him, she didn't deny it. She didn't have to reimburse him or pay it for him. Now let's see what would happen according to our laws. This is Genesis. All right. This is a book of the law. It's the Torah. All right. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. And it reads, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be towards thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right. The husband has all power over the wife. The Bible says he shall rule, all right? A king rules. A judge rules. We just saw that judge make a ruling in her courtroom, all right? So if we was living according to our lives, he would have been the judge, and the 2 women, he would have been sitting in the judge's seat, and the 2 women would have been on both sides, and he would have presided over that issue in his own house, man. That's the way it was supposed to go out. Righteous judgment. And what he would say, look, I want both of y'all. I love both of y'all. Y'all get along, or I'm going to put a judgment down on y'all. I'm going to put a gag on your ass if you don't shut the fuck talking about her. You know, you lay down law. You tell them, look, if you don't do what I say do, this is what's going to happen to you. David put Saul's daughter in the fucking castle because she disrespected him. And then didn't let her bear no children. All right? Nobody can tell you what to do with your woman. Your woman is your property. You have 2 women, 2 of your wives, and they not seeing eye to eye. You come in there and you be the mediator. That's righteous judgment. You get another precept to back that up. This is Exodus 21. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Here we go. Exodus 21 and 10. All right. If he take him another wife, that's the scriptures letting you know you can have multiple wives. You heard the judge ask him, is polygamy the answer? You fucking right. If I want to spare myself to these two women, it's enough for me to go around for both of them. The reason they are at enmity is because the reason the females is having a problem is because the American educational industrial complex. It's because Western philosophies, what they were taught from when they were born, it was put in their mind from birth that that monoganism is the way to go. And if you become a historian and you get acquainted with philosophies and dogma, that fucking foul the spirit of monogamy came into earth when the Grecians came into power. All right? And I'm going to show you what happened when the Greeks came into power, when that spirit of monogamy came into earth. Because before monogamy, before the Greeks, you had the Persians. The Persians didn't deal with monogamy. They had wives and concubines. Before the Persians, you had the Babylonians. They had wives and concubines, okay? The Egyptians, even none of the heathen nations dealt with that shit. The so-called white man is the one that brought that foul spirit of monogamy in the earth. Well, one man only could deal with one man, with one woman. Salakia for saying that. One man can only deal for one woman, but yet, according to stats, women outnumber men 8 to 13, 32 to 1. 8 to 32 to 1, okay? In some statistics. All right, when it comes to the so-called Negroes, it's 32 to 1 because of how we are, most of us die young, a lot of them gay, and a lot of them in jail. So that it goes from 8 to 32, all right? So if women had their way, you're going to have a bunch of lesbians around here. You see what happens when the so-called white man rule? Because if it's more women than men, when men all have a wife, what's going to happen to the other women? They're going to become lesbians. All right? The society's going to be satanic. If he take another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage should not diminish. So that's lawful according to our society, according to the blessed law of Moses. All right? And he has all power over those two women, okay? Now let me show you why those two women are at each other next, okay? Where's the scripture? Let me just read it all. This first Maccabees 1:1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of Persia and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. All right? This is when the so-called white man came into power. Okay? This is when this non-melanated red beast, the Hebrew Edomites, came into power in the kingdom of men. Okay? And he had many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. And he went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations. All right. And when he took spoils of many nations, he also conquered them and made the nations live according to his philosophy. You got to look in that word Hellenization. He Hellenized everybody he conquered. All right. And when he Hellenized them, that's another way of saying he educated them in his way of life. And if you didn't live according to his way of life, he had you put to death. All right. And so much the earth was quiet before him. Nobody resisted him. Nobody could beat him. Okay. Nobody could wage war against the beast. Whereupon he was exalted in his heart and was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings and became tributaries unto him. All right. And after this, he fell sick and perceived he should die. Wherefore, I'm going to skip to the point. Let me get down to the point. All right. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon his head, talking about his 4 generals that parted his land, that parted the rams he conquered. All right. After his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, one of those evils is monoganism. One of those evils is a woman think that she's equal to a man. One of those evils is child support. One of those evils is you go to your woman is unhappy with you, and why she's unhappy with you, she can go to the system, and the system uh and the system could take you out of your own house. I got a partner. All right, when he was married to his wife. My wife didn't work a lick. He was the breadwinner. He was the only one went to work. When they went to get the divorce, the court system took him out of the house, gave her custody of the children, and while he was gone, he was able to, the ruling was he could get his children every other week. He pulled up to get his children one day, and another man was there walking around with his shirt off in his house that he bought. All right. Is that not an abomination? It didn't take long. He said when he came to get his children, another dude was there with his shirt off, walking in and out of his house that he bought, that he can't even walk in and out. That's Western philosophy. That's the court system of this society. It's unjust. Okay? And this is what the scriptures say about judging, man. Okay, this is Exodus 22. All right, now when she broke all that man's stuff, this what was supposed to happen. All right, this supposed to have been the righteous judgment right here. When she broke the man's Xbox, fucked up his clothes, threw them all over the balcony, and just destroyed his belongings, this what was supposed to happen. If a man shall, this Exodus 22:1, if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. So when you destroy your neighbor's belongings, you lose it, you break it. You have to restore them. And a lot of times you have to restore them with usury. You don't even just restore them one by one. You got to restore them with multiple things. You kill one of his sheep, you got to restore him with 4 sheep. When you read Proverbs the 6th chapter, it says if a man get caught stealing, he has to reimburse the man 7 times over, man. Okay? If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten and that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. All right? If the sun be risen upon him, there should be blood shed for him, for he shall make full restitution. When you fuck up somebody's shit, you have to give full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his stuff. He got to become a slave. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. When she broke that man Xbox, she was supposed to go buy that man 2 Xboxes, man. When she destroyed his clothes, whatever she destroyed, she was supposed to restore it back double, man. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and he shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, or the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. All right? So when you destroy a man's livelihood, you destroy a man's property, according to the scriptures, you got to reimburse him. Not just reimburse what you fucked up. You got to give him more. You got to give him more than what you fucked up. That's the difference between our laws that's supposed to govern us and the laws that govern the society. If you knew that, a thief would think twice about stealing. You don't only have, in this society, you just got to reimburse what you stole. But according to our laws, you got to reimburse double. And a lot of times, some scriptures say 7 times. Okay? So that's the difference between the laws of this land, which is satanic, and our biblical laws, man. And when we get in the power seat, our laws are going to govern us, man. All right? Our laws are beautiful, just. You just saw on that clip an unjust ruling, man. That's why we need salvation. All right, you're not going to get justice with this system. When you see our people picketing, holding signs, marching on Washington, asking this system to have mercy on them and give them all that reparations, all that bullshit, you're not going to get righteous judgment from an unjust system. Just righteous judgment don't go forth in Babylon. Okay? So with that, I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh Shema Mashah. I'm going to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to our fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah. Kwam Yasharala Abba Abba.